Nobody noticed Hannah Park the first day she walked into Ridgeway High. Not because she was invisible, but because she didn't demand attention. She didn't slam lockers or laugh too loud or shove people aside like this school rewarded you for doing. She walked with her backpack held tight against her shoulder, eyes forward, steps measured. Her black hair was tied neatly, her uniform crisp, and her face calm in a way that made people assume weakness. New girl, easy target. That's how Ridgeway worked. Hannah felt the stares the moment she crossed the hallway, felt the whispers crawl along her back like cold fingers. She ignored them. She always did. Because attention was dangerous, and silence had kept her safe for a long time. Or at least that's what she believed. Ridgeway High had rules, but only on paper. In reality, power belonged to whoever could humiliate others the loudest. And at the top of that food chain was Derek Vaughan, tall, broad-shouldered captain of the wrestling team, son of a local contractor who donated generously to the school. Teachers tolerated him, students feared him. Derek thrived on that fear like oxygen. He leaned against lockers with his friends, Logan, Mitch, and Kyle, laughing too loudly, shoving smaller kids, knocking books out of hands for entertainment. When Hannah passed them, Derek's eyes lingered, not with attraction, with calculation. He noticed how she didn't flinch, how she didn't hurry. That calm bothered him. Calm always did. By third period, Hannah was already marked. Someone stuck a note to her locker that read fresh meat. Someone else poured water into her backpack during lunch. She felt it soak through the fabric, touch her notebook, her uniform shirt. She closed her locker slowly, wiped her hands on her pants, and walked away without a word. A few kids laughed, a few looked uncomfortable, but said nothing. Silence was contagious here. Hannah understood that. She'd lived it before. Different school, same faces, same cruelty wearing different names. Gym class was where it escalated. The coach, distracted and indifferent, told everyone to grab a partner and stretch. Hannah stood alone for a moment before Derek stepped forward, cracking his knuckles. "New girl," he said, loud enough for everyone to hear. "Guess you're with me." Laughter rippled across the gym. Hannah nodded once, expression unreadable. They paired up. Derek leaned in close, lowering his voice. "You always this quiet," he sneered, "or you just scared?" Hannah met his eyes briefly, then looked away. "I'm here to learn," she said calmly. That answer irritated him more than fear ever could. During drills, Derek accidentally shoved her harder than necessary. She stumbled but didn't fall. He tripped her foot. She rolled, came up smoothly, dusted herself off. Each time the class laughed. Each time Derek grew angrier. He wanted tears, he wanted begging, he wanted the satisfaction of breaking her. Hannah gave him nothing. Inside, though, something tightened, a familiar pressure behind her ribs, the instinct she'd trained for years to control. Breathe, count, stay still. Her mother's voice echoed in her head, soft but firm. Not yet. Only when there's no other choice. After school, the sky darkened with heavy clouds. Hannah walked toward the bus stop when she heard footsteps behind her. Derek and his friends. She didn't turn. She already knew. "Hey, new girl!" Derek called. "You dropped something." Water suddenly blasted against her back, cold and forceful. Someone had connected a hose from the maintenance shed. The impact shoved her forward, soaking her uniform instantly. Laughter exploded behind her. Hannah stood still as water drenched her hair, her clothes clinging to her skin. Students gathered, phones out, recording. Derek stepped closer, aiming the hose at her face. "Say something," he taunted. "Cry, do something." For a moment the world narrowed. The roar of water, the laughter, the memories flooding back. Another school, another hallway. Another time she'd stayed quiet while someone else decided her worth. Her fists clenched slowly. Her breathing deepened, controlled, deliberate. Derek misread it as fear. He moved closer. That was his mistake. Hannah raised one hand, palm outward, not in defense, but in warning. Derek laughed. "What, you gonna block me?" He mocked. The water pressure shifted as he adjusted the hose, and in that instant, Hannah stepped forward, not rushed, not angry, precise. She twisted her body, seized the hose with one sharp movement, and redirected it downward. Derek stumbled as the force pulled from his grip. Before he could react, Hannah swept his leg. Clean, controlled. Derek hit the ground hard, the air knocked from his lungs. The laughter stopped instantly. Phones kept recording. Hannah stood over him, water dripping from her hair, eyes calm but unyielding. "I asked you to stop," she said quietly. Derek stared up at her in shock, rage flashing across his face as he scrambled to his feet. "You think you're tough?" he snarled, swinging wildly. Hannah blocked effortlessly, her movements fluid, practiced. She didn't strike back, yet. She stepped aside, letting him miss again and again. The crowd held its breath. A teacher's shout echoed in the distance. Derek lunged one last time, reckless and furious. Hannah's foot snapped out in a lightning-fast kick that stopped inches from his chest. Inches, enough to make her point. She lowered her legs slowly. "I don't want trouble," she said, "but I won't be bullied." Sirens of authority approached. Teachers, security. The moment shattered. Derek backed away, humiliated, soaked, shaking with disbelief. Hannah picked up her backpack, now heavy with water, and walked away as whispers exploded behind her. "Did you see that? Who is she? What just happened?" She didn't look back, she didn't smile, but inside something had shifted, the secret she'd carried for years. National medals hidden in a drawer, black belt earned through pain and discipline, had cracked the surface. And Ridgeway High had just learned its first lesson. This was only the beginning.